Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Now Tampa Bay. I'm Ashley Glass.
Hi there, I'm Paul LeGrone in for Laura Harris this week. Hey, remember that crazy video we showed you yesterday of the protesters dressed in fake bloody costumes with fake knives inside a Chick-fil-A? Well, families were not the only folks to have a run-in with animal protesters yesterday. Look at this.
They're disturbing peace in front. They're scaring our child.
A family at a park says another animal rights group wouldn't leave them alone because they were fishing. We're talking to police about why no arrests were made. We'll get into that in just a few minutes, but first, let's look at what else we have lined up for you today on The Now. New research out today that says we spend 17 hours a year looking for parking. About 3 minutes a day, not so bad, but what's really surprising here is how much money we're wasting.
Also, Netflix could soon be making a huge change that's going to be impacting a lot of us. At a story you'll only see here on The Now today, you're going to meet a rare set of identical triplets. See how the family's making it work. It's really an awesome story.
Also in The Now, we are tracking that giant iceberg that just broke off Antarctica. We'll tell you where it's headed next. And the surprising way some kids are spending their summer break. They're being helpful. It's not too late for your kids, maybe your grandkids, to get involved. But first, we're learning more about that heartbreaking picture. You see it here, a 3-year-old boy with the entire lower half of his body in a cast. All because his family says he was just jumping on a trampoline.
Poor little guy. It happened here in Tampa, you know, at one of those indoor trampoline parks. And what's most surprising is that medical professionals today say that kids really should not be on trampolines at all.
Our Brenda Lise Gonzalez joins us from Sky Zone in Brandon, where the mother says her child was hurt. And Brenda Lise, you just got a new statement from the park. What do they have to say?
A spokesperson for Sky Zone says they now have video of the incident in question and that things didn't happen the way this family says. This is her original post on Facebook. She posted this picture of Colton after he fell and broke his femur while at the indoor trampoline park. This post has already been shared by more than 200,000 people. Caitlin Hill wrote they were shocked to hear that the Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons recommends children under 6 shouldn't use a trampoline. We checked, and the American Academy of Pediatrics goes even further to recommend no one use a recreational trampoline. They say children face the biggest risk for injuries, and your chances of getting hurt increase if there are more people jumping at one time. Hill says she hopes her son's story serves as a warning for all parents.
No mother, no father ever wants to see their child the way that we had to see Colton.
Parents here have to sign a waiver once they come in for themselves and for their children, showing they understand the risks associated with using a trampoline and that it's a dangerous activity. This mom, though, doesn't understand why they still continue offering toddler time despite the risks. Reporting in Tampa, Brenda Lise Gonzalez for the Now Tampa Bay.
All right, Brenda Lise, thank you. Some breaking news now. Hillsborough deputies right now at a nature preserve just south of Fish Hawk, where they say a body was found.
Yeah, we just found out about this, and apparently it's pretty badly decomposed, too. So unfortunately, it's going to take some time to figure this out. But we know a hiker actually found the body. This is all at the Triple Creek Nature Preserve, so we're going to be sure to pass along any updates as they come in. Let's get a check of the forecast now, though, with Shay. Shay, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, but the storms, boy, are they starting to pop up. Take a look right now around Clearwater Beach into Indian Rocks Beach. That's where just in the last couple of minutes they really just started to blossom, and we've got a little more energy that's starting to develop here as well into Pasco County. So we're going to start to see more of those showers and storms getting closer to the coastline as we move farther inland. Though you can see in Polk County from Winter Haven, Haines City down through Bartow, we have quite a few storms and some heavy downpours across I-4, also across I-75 in Sarasota County and into Manatee County for that matter. We have some heavy downpours. This is hit or miss anywhere from Northport on up to Sarasota. And a wider look showing you that the movement of these storms is very similar to what we've seen lately. It is an east to west flow. These storms are trying to work their way out into the Gulf, but they'll continue just developing as it moves. All that energy moves across the state. So as we look outside, take a look at this. This is the Freedom Boat Club in St. Pete. You can see all those dark clouds there on the horizon. We're going to start to see more of those showers and storms in that area here over the next couple of hours. So for the rest of tonight, expect those showers and storms until midnight. It'll take a little while before they start to taper off. Those lows are going to be very similar to what we've seen lately with temps in the upper 70s. But boy, talk about that hot and steamy weather, and I'll show you what that is feeling like outside coming up in my next forecast. Ashley?
Killing animals is wrong. I'm wrong for telling kids that?
You're wrong for making
I'm wrong for telling kids that.
Yeah, you're disturbing.
I'm wrong for telling kids that.
Yeah, you're disturbing property.
I'm wrong
You're
for telling
making a
kids that
scene.
fishing is wrong. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, do you remember the protesters went into a Chick-fil-A with fake bloody costumes, fake knives, protesting people eating there, eating meat yesterday? Well, we're learning another animal rights group made a stop yesterday at a busy popular lake. You're seeing it here. This time confronting a family that was just fishing.
Now the Now's Nicole Grigg today looking into what happened here and whether any laws were actually broken.
It's not food.
It's violence. It's not food. It's violence. Fishing causes pain to other beings.
This up-close encounter shows protesters going at it with a St. Petersburg family fishing at Crescent Lake on Tuesday with their 1-year-old.
Killing animals is wrong. I'm wrong for telling kids that?
You're wrong for making a scene.
I'm wrong for telling kids
Yeah,
that.
you're just.
Bob Hope says what you don't see is what happened before all this started. A boy about 8 years old coming up to him.
He came up to us and he said, you know that fish feel pain and that you're hurting that fish.
Bob says then a group of half a dozen protesters came after their fish.
So my mother walked over, she put her foot down in front of the fish to stop them from taking the fish. The man physically grabbed her leg, moved her leg, grabbed the fish, and threw it into the water.
After that, his mother started recording, just feet away from a playground.
Look, people are leaving the park because they're fearful of these people being ignorant.
That's when I decided that I did not want to return any sort of violence with violence.
Bob called police.
She said, I don't want to end up on a viral video arresting someone for a fish.
You're disturbing the peace.
St. Pete police say this encounter was a slippery slope because they didn't witness it. When officers showed up, the protesters with Animal Liberation Front were leaving. As for the officer not wanting to be in a viral video, she said some of the protesters gloat about being arrested and they try to push police.
People are leaving the park.
Police say there was nothing criminal and it was freedom of speech. For the Now, I'm Nicole Grigg.
All right, and we should clarify once again here, that group of protesters you just saw, they were actually a different group with a different name than the ones who showed up at the Chick-fil-A yesterday. Ashley.
All right, Paul, thank you. Updating you now on a murder out of Gulfport from last week. We've learned that this is the victim here. You're looking at a photo, 31-year-old Joshua Monroe, a Marine and a father. Monroe recently moved down here from Michigan. Last week, authorities say he got into an argument with someone outside his home, started to chase that person down the street, and was shot 3 times by that person. Our Now team in Detroit talked to his brother.
Just the way that he would smile when he entered a room. At the end of the day, that somebody would, whatever it was, that somebody would decide that the solution was to shoot my brother dead in the street. It doesn't make any sense to me.
So far, Gulfport police have not named any suspects or made any arrests, but we are told they are looking at several people of interest.
Well, authorities are now searching for a Florida man who's accused of shooting and killing 3 people this morning in Alabama. He is 52-year-old Kenneth Lever from Pensacola. Authorities say this all started with a domestic dispute at a mobile home and that he could be heading back to Florida. Lever does have a history of problems, we found out, with the law. Back in December, a judge ordered him to stay away from his daughter and his ex-wife, who says that he stalked and harassed them. She also says that he had a charge against him of sexually abusing a minor in Pennsylvania. We're still waiting to find out the identities of those who were killed. We still have a lot left to talk about here on the Now Tampa Bay today. We all know that looking for parking, it can get frustrating, let's face it, but did you know that we're wasting about $100 a year just looking for a parking space?
That could really add up to over the years. So what you need to know so it doesn't end up costing you, plus the article of impeachment just introduced against President Trump. We have all of that coming up